Unity Broadcasting Television don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad.
Waiting the paper say.
Bamboo, Pusher and Cabo. This na Unity Broadcasting Online Television.
Waiting the paper say a 1 hour program where they come to you every Tuesday and Thursday, 12 o'clock Sunday to 1 o'clock. Waiting the paper say a 1 hour program where they come to you every Tuesdays and Thursday, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock Sunday. Waiting the paper say that program where they look at different stories where we newspaper they talk about, bring analysts and studio, we can talk about them in the day. We talk about things on politics, the economy, social, religious, and other things where happen at them.
Religious messages, entertainment, self no go left, we no go left nothing, no.
Now forget so, this na Unity Broadcasting every Tuesday and Thursday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Political commentators then go there, other social commentators then go there. You said we want your voice what we had. Do ya not forget for sending text message. So the number 076946948. We go answer them for you, Unas. Thank you.
Defeating the lives of fake people.
Waiting they be na social media.
One-on-one interview. We go bring you all the hot topics.
Unity Broadcasting TV say,
And we let myself and better salon.
Employment Program PSSNYE wey World Bank be don give Salon government $42 million for. National Commission for Social Action NACSA dey use part of this amount for transfer money to us and family dem wey poor pass mark. Na area dem wey no receive nothing yet through the social safety net program. For sake of this, government wan extend this facility to new hostel wey poor the money. Same way so, NACSA dey use part of this money for give money to Salon people for start their own business, train and mentor people dem and connect them for agricultural program dem wey the government and non-governmental organizations body them they operate. NACSA they also give this money to over 7,000 youths them to provide them with short-term work opportunity them upline through the sustainable cash for work program.
As all this dey be, Freetown City Council go use spend this money for about over 6,000 youths them for clean the city and do other public work them na Freetown.
The National Youth Commission NACOM go use some of this money for support new and all youth group them for open their own business them na Freetown. Inside they go able get access to money, training and counseling, but how for improve their own business them.
And then go implement this program na Bo, Makeni, Kenema, Potloko and Freetown.
For complaints, comments and inquiries, call Anti-Corruption Commission or 077-985-985 or 077-986-986 or toll free line on Africell, QCell and Orange 8515. This message will come out from the Anti-Corruption Commission ACC with support from the World Bank, UNICEF and the government of Sierra Leone.
Unity Broadcasting Television don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad.
Waiting the paper say.
Bamboo, Pusher and Cabo. This na Unity Broadcasting Online Television.
Waiting the paper say a 1 hour program where they come to you every Tuesday and Thursday, 12 o'clock Sunday to 1 o'clock. Waiting the paper say a 1 hour program where they come to you every Tuesdays and Thursday, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock Sunday. Waiting the paper say that program where they look at different stories where we newspaper they talk about, bring analysts and studio, we can talk about them in the day. We talk about things on politics, the economy, social, religious, and other things where happen at them.
Religious messages, entertainment, self no go left, we no go left nothing, no.
Now forget so, this na Unity Broadcasting every Tuesday and Thursday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Political commentators then go there, other social commentators then go there. You said we want your voice what we had. Do ya not forget for sending text message. So the number 076946948. we go answer am for you una. Thank you.
Na 48 Shaka Stevens Street na Freetown. Today na Thursday, October 16, 2025, and the program you dey watch na wetin the paper say. Wetin the paper say na program wey dey come to you from Tuesday and Thursday, 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock Santen, with the criminal analysts dem wey dey talk about politics, education, well body business, and other things dem wey dey better we country. With the cultural commentator them, politician them, and other people them for can talk about critical thing them within the paper say. Today, I get na the studio with me, journalist Melvin Tijan Mansare and the social commentator. I also get with me, Bobodan Kamara, when I a journalist. Let's take a quick commercial break with a comeback.
Unity Broadcasting Television don't come. For unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad.
Wetin the paper say?
Bamboo, Pusher and Cabo. This na Unity Broadcasting Online Television.
Wetin the paper say? A 1 hour program where they come to you every Tuesday and Thursday, 12 o'clock Santen to 1 o'clock. Wetin the paper say? A 1 hour program where they come to you every Tuesdays and Thursday, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock Santen. Wetin the paper say? Na program where they look at different story dem wey we newspaper dey talk about. Bring analysts in a studio to come talk about things dem dey. We dey talk about things on politics, the economy, social, religious, and other things dem wey dey happen at the time.
Religious messages, entertainment, self no go left again. We no go left nothing again, no.
Now forget so, this na Unity Broadcasting every Tuesday and Thursday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Political commentators then go there. Other social commentators then go there. You step where want your voice will be heard. Do ya not forget for sending text message. So the number 076946948. We go answer them for you, Unas. Thank you.
Welcome back. If you just join me, the program we watch now what in the paper say. Where they come to you now 48 Shaka Stevens Street now office now Freetown, and with different social media platform then within a YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X. Today I give to me a studio journalist Melvin Tijan Mansare and a political commentator. Melvin, good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure. I also get with me Bobodan Kamara, a journalist in the report for WION newspaper. Instead of the studio. Bobodan, good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. I report for New Citizen newspaper, not WION newspaper.
Okay, New Citizen newspaper.
It's a pleasure having me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. First of all, we will take the exclusive newspaper where the banner headline reads, "As journalist Bar pushes for justice, Adma Bio in hot waters." You see Adma Bio in picture with Imani on picture daily. You also get our diplomatic scandal, immigration chief under fire. You see the immigration boss and Salon passport daily. This and many other to read them, you they get na the exclusive newspaper. The other paper where I get with me na the Premier News newspaper where a banner headline reads, "Mental health nurses sound alarm over rising cases." This and more other to read them you will get na the Premier News newspaper. The other paper I get with me na the Africa 24 newspaper where the banner headline say, "No 10 years. Speaker Thomas warns." It is see the Speaker of Parliament picture dede. This and many other to read them you they get na the Africa 24 newspaper. Then the last paper where I get na the studio na the Nationalist newspaper where the banner headline reads, "The power play behind power sharing in Sierra Leone." The other headline where they say, "Power fades, beauty fades, but kindness echoes forever." This and many other to read and you they get na the Nationalist newspaper. But for start the conversation proper, We dey start with the exclusive newspaper where the banner headline reads, "As journalist bar pushes for justice, Adma Bio in hot waters." I will start with Melvin Tijan Mansari. As the banner headline reads, they say, "As journalist bar," we all say of recent time, Ahmad Lawana Ba, we na the co-founder of Truth Media, being a touch with Adma Bio, and he don't say, he don't go report the matter na CID. And this one they say because journalists Baron push for justice, Adma Bio dey in hot water.
Yeah, I think the context of that story basically is talking about the fact that Adma Bio they say because the journalists make an allusion or an example that the police has not been consistent when it comes to how it conducts its search and other things when it comes to the fight against drug and organized crime. It seems as if she's taking an offense to that, and not only taking an offense to that, she has been, putting out videos and all those kind of things, making comments. Some of them the journalists deem is threatening, and for me, I think it speaks to the broader fact there that people or some people don't want to be exposed, because if you are innocent, why are you jittery? Why are you scared? Why are you so outraged? And for me, it just speaks to the broader fact that some persons, be they politically or financially exposed, always see the media as a threat, and especially when you have a vibrant media. And I think we should say kudos to the media, because for once, a media outlet dedicated a whole week to the subject, which speaks to agenda setting and all its entails. And for once, we are seeing impact. So I think this should be a victory for journalism in general, but also there are alarming and warning or telling signs that if the media is to be free, such threats should not be coming from either financially or politically exposed persons, and thus the law should be tested. And in this case, for issues around threats, and had it been the reverse, people will say, oh, it's cyberbullying and all that. But for this case, I think it just speaks to how robust and dynamic and fast-changing the media landscape is becoming. And journalists must live up to expectation, and we must water our salt. And this is one classic case of the media making an impact, though at the offense of somebody else.
If they talk about threat against journalists or anybody in the country, the law should be tested. From this headline, where this person write, is the person suggesting that if only the police do well, you think say the justice will be served in favor of journalists bar?
If the report is saying that Lamangana don't go report na CID, a get reason why he reports, and if you look at the media and statements, clearly it should be investigated. And if there is enough evidence, then we should be expecting profiling of charges. But that is unlikely, considering the personality or personalities involved. But we are in state apparatus are independent and neutral. Such reports should not go untested, because it diminishes our ranking, it diminishes our global rating when it comes to the media. Because one aspect, when institutions like international press freedom organizations, one of the indicators they use to assess the media is its freedom from political interference or harassment, and also social indicators. So this is almost socio-political, socially, because the woman in question is being called Mama of the House, and she's been like philanthropical, and also social media wise, she's been very savvy and energetic. So it's from a social perspective. I think yes, such threats should not go unchecked, but at the end of the day, what will come out of it? So it's good that Sludge and other partners have come out to put out a statement, but I think it's high time to go beyond statements and putting the laws to test. Some of the comments and remarks being made against the journalists in this case, should they be deemed as against the law? Yes, somebody must dance to the music of the law.
All right, Kodo for the Otui. Babalan Kamara, you are what Melvin say. He say if that be the case, somebody must dance to the tune of the law. You want to agree?
Well, yes, I will definitely want to agree, because the law is supreme, right? We all live under the law, and in any democratic state, we are guided by the law. So whatever the law say, we go for dance to the tune of the laws. Such issue not to the first one is where journalists they face similar thing. Whenever it come to issues them of high caliber, we can always see threats against journalists. Some can get for root legal threats. Well, if you do so, I'll go court for so. Some can do so physical threat and abuse.
Especially in the Ahmad Lamarana bar, not the first times. I can remember sometimes about a year or two ago, it also make a report in a slide say because it don't be critical against the government. Some people they threaten on the social media, and now this don't become on vividly on social media where allegedly don't see a video of Adma Bio where somebody talking about it and threatening. You think say because of the political exposure, where people say allegedly Adma Bio needs to the president. You think say in this case context now, Johannesburg will get the justice? Where many people out there they forget.
Well, no go on for come talk on behalf of see if you go this way, it will lead to that way. But generally, what they expect is, regardless your status in a society, right? Justice should be served. Where they in conflict with the law for taking cause. I hope you understand. Because, for example, go make such strong threat against an individual, and you expect that for go scot-free. Something needs to be done for put a stop to things like that. So another time, any journalist or any individual go blow whistle for some certain topic where things say they go wrong, or where they see the drug crisis in our country right now. With the two brothers them, with sisters them, potential people who all be the universities, right? The future leaders them, who see some man in a different world right now. So any fight or any push we're going to go with towards eradicating or helping us to win the war against illegal substance or drug abuse, definitely work for come together for push such faith. And we see Truth Media don't do extremely well for raise an alarm to that. And different media outlets them, they call say government really need for tying your jar for ensure say we sanitize the country from drugs and other activities that we bad for we growth.
I still can push this question to Melvin for the fact that himself, for now, I go say in a victim of being a journalist or perhaps being a critic to certain issues in a society. Melvin, in this context, we understand say Adma Bio right now in a salon and Badon will report this in a CID. What if Adma Bio decides say they cannot the country until they cannot the country at this moment until the case died down, because say salon where issues arise when of public interest and fulfillment in the die down. How you think say journalists could be served for the journalist?
I don't think that's gonna be the case at all, because Adma has got businesses here. She's politically exposed by virtue of what you don't mention. And for her, it can matter with a journalist, and that make he put himself on self-exile. I think that is far-fetched. What I was saying is the fact that if they are out of the country upon their return, they should be expecting a police invite, and they should be appearing before the police. How they will go about that is a secondary thing, but they should appear before the police, and the police must tell us whether there is substance enough in the complaints of Lamarana or not, and ultimately they'll come out of the position to charge or not to charge. It will be surprising. It will be the biggest news story in Sierra Leone if the police can say, oh, we have sufficient evidence that Adma's threats against Lamarana is unlawful. It will be a big news. It will be a seismic shift in the narration, because we've always seen persons that are politically exposed or politically connected or otherwise, they are sacred cows. And in this case, I wouldn't be surprised if Adma is another sacred cow. And in fact, to further amplify the conversation, what if she returns and she also slams a counter report or a counter claim, or in fact extending to a lawsuit? So in as much as we think that the journalists, and I use we because I'm part of the fraternity, that our colleague is on the right path, I'll advise him from my experience, let him set his lawyers, get your lawyers ready, because at the end of the day, if you are not having your lawyers, it will be difficult. You were in parliament when, in fact, in my own case, my lawyers were not allowed to speak. nor was I allowed to read the fullest of my 7-page document. So I can imagine should have been reversed. But that is a wise decision from Lamran and Truth Media. Instead of the table being reversed or otherwise, you are being proactive rather than reactive. Because if you wait until Admira comes in with all the facilities and connections she is having and go and report you, automatically you are a suspect. In this case, thankfully, the journalist is not the suspect, but is the complainant. And unless the police comes out to say his complaint lacks merit or is meriting, I think the journalist should be on the safer side. That is not to say he should not get his legal team ready.
Although you mentioned you did a comparison of the case and you remember about the case, but Parliament and the police are two different institutions. However, we not careful do that comparing the. What's your dismissal? Fine, Parliament. What's the difference? Apart of, that one enforces the law and the other one makes the law. What's the difference? Fine, that's the Parliament makes the law, and in making the law, then what LEC then operate as per Section 94. Parliament regulates itself. They believe in that, and you've not quoted the section well. And you're a parliamentary journalist. Like I say, I had to educate the public. If you are a journalist as the gatekeeper and the agenda setter, you are also following the suits of the politicians to misquote or No. Section 94 says subject to the provisions of the Constitution. Parliament in Section 75 is a creature of the Constitution. The police is also a creature of the Constitution. But over the years, we don't see members of Parliament, including speakers, and see Parliament regulate itself. However, we know therefore discuss about Parliament or which institution does what. So the other, so the Parliament says so you don't take her. No, I'm not taking so. We know therefore discuss Parliament. I was just doing because mind you, they are honorable members of Parliament, and as per law, whatever they discuss in Parliament, nobody can take action against any member of Parliament or what he does within the world of Parliament or the principle of Parliament. But we not therefore discuss Parliament, neither what institution does what. So the other story we go take now the same as what say our diplomatic scandal, immigration chief under fire. This I go start Bobodan. As the headline reads, was it on Monday or Tuesday, we saw a press release from the immigration department say regarding a diplomatic story where they out in international media, they not launch an investigation, but they not tell me would that they investigate, would that and what they investigate. But this story they tell me say the chief immigration boss under fire.
Yeah, like waiting the headline just say it's a diplomatic scandal. For the look at in the broader picture, right? The government as a whole is not only the CIO, right? Because when it comes to issuing diplomatic passport, it can only be done under the preview of the president. Okay. The CIO no go give diplomatic passport. Just not get that party. It is out of a mandate. Only president can do that with advice to something like that. And the investigation definitely.
But why you think they say the CIO under fire? Because according to you, say not so in the give order for give diplomatic passport na the president. But why you think say this paper they say CIO under fire?
Well, mind you, this chief immigration officer not sit on that office they reach almost when he take office. So if they say chief immigration officer under fire, probably go for look at Kane. They look for Kai and other people, and probably the person obtain the diplomatic passport during the time. Then they say they launch an investigation, only they watch. They go able to call that for call for kind side for kind give you submission, because for far too long we image now the international landscape. It don't become tarnished. I hope you understand. We get series of drug related crime we get for do to country. Definitely. So
somebody go say if they not launch the investigation, they not come out with any tangible outcome, neither findings. So maybe the paper they draft for just say perhaps probably either the chief immigration boss gonna be suspended or sent on administrative leave.
So for him to be used as a sacred cow, no, definitely let's be optimistic. Yeah, let the investigation go on. Probably then we'll get a presidential task force for looking to Dandy. I hope you understand, because diplomatic
Are you
passport.
so suggesting now for the government to get a presidential task force for?
No, definitely. President don't give directive. President already give directive saying na so na so na so. We will try to investigate this issue. Know how this person get this passport. Waiting go wrong, and from there they go out position to members of the public. But generally, this is bad for our country. Couple of years back, we get issue to a Guinean ambassador, right? Where they found large parcel of substance suspected to be cocaine inside the utility vehicle. I hope you understand. And up to now, we still the battle. We never ascertain whether George Leda cars then are with country or not. Up to now, we never for ascertain. Despite series of complaint from the Dutch government, they don't write series of letters to the Attorney General where they say they go try for review and come out with a position. But up to this time around, we don't know how we stand. If the individual at any point in time, if they don't visit the country or if they're out of the country.
But according to the police, they say Umaru Sharif then get the document.
No, the name waiting at the thing here. They affix that name they to them for look for her. But up to now, they know they come. The police like for do their work, but up to now, the neighbor will show we say, well, this na mistaken identity. This is Umar Sharif. This is George Ledeka.
That means to tell me say the investigation they in progress. And
yeah, but how long?
There are certain
it's over. I stand to. It's over here now.
There are certain issue they can tell this investigation takes time. But at the country.
But that particular investigation, right? It all long overdue. So as it stands at the international stage, the Dutch government go get substantial proof say yes, so it's in the talk, a day in line. Let's say for example, the issue with the Guinean ambassador, right? The foreign affairs minister be tell say, and go make the ambassador come to Sierra Leone. Once he come, then go engage and from there then go pull statements now what he actually transpired.
The ambassador being come.
It can, but waiting actually transpired. Not just a lie the lie para or not to him be this or not to up to now unable to get a clear picture of actual waiting transpired between them. Okay. So it's not good for the country for say would they investigate something. Investigation they go long, we need to get no feedback. Because they shouldn't they not hard to investigate. The person I don't go check the when I don't go check na immigration department, now look on a file, check na report there. This person, this name order are fixed. This person they can't visit this country during that time day, or you know can't visit that country during that time day. But as it stand now, the utility vehicle up to now no able no actually transfer. Now other substance be the way they miss say na cocaine, or now other utility vehicle where they mistake say na salon utility vehicle. Joy lady cars. Now other person they suspect say they are we not there despite.
This way they go, you know, they never mention drug. They say over diplomatic scandal.
Yeah, what you had to try for say the diplomatic scandal. The man in question na Dubai, the catch of substance suspected. All got for do with na drug business. Okay. I hope you understand. So why we come into play now? Why for all with diplomatic passports don't a fall in any kind of crime then? So now that we don't concern now. Why we diplomatic passports for them as such individually and?
Okay, me no therefore answer that question. Perhaps the government could send somebody for respond to that question. Melvin, this people they suggest say over diplomatic scandal, immigration chief under fire.
It's not a new story. All right. If you look at the context and background of passport scandals, it predates to the days of the NPRC when Abbas Bundu was the foreign secretary under the by then President Bio was a Kaki boy. So they were all part of that.
Kaki boy, what do you mean?
Kaki boy means soldier man.
Okay.
So that was the first time. And Abbas Bundu, if you follow that scale, the Pakabano be taken light there at all. Years after, EBC George Tunis, they asked Abbas Bundu for a refund the money of the passport that they been sold to people them way not be supposed to sell and so. That was back then. That was the first massive passport scandal we get in this country. And fast forward, around 2017 and 2018, we get the biggest ever busted passport cartel, wherein the then chief immigration officer, Khalifa Kuruma, around 2017 and 2018, and 9 other people, including by then the former head of mission to the United Nations, Ambassador Aliyu Ambassador Aliyu, we end up for the IMC chairman. They all were arrested, indicted, and prosecuted. Unfortunately, in that case, out of the 9, na Kalon Nomo, na him be convicted. Ambassador Aliyu was acquitted, and the others, including Khalifa, in fact, Khalifa, who was the CIO, was ended up apprehended by British officials over alleged money laundering because he don't want to win a salon. That was the biggest and most massive scandal. Not only money laundering, but sales of our diplomatic passports for factually $7,000 and upwards. That was the biggest, but nothing much came out of it from the judiciary end of things, from politically exposed side of things. So it is not new. And for this one, I think, firstly, there are facts here. I mean, yesterday I was with one of the opposition spokesperson, and he was saying, "Oh, Melvin, want to know for the cow, then talk there." And I said, my duty is not to only brief for government or against opposition, but to speak the truth. And yet, these are the nuances that we should be zeroing on. One, it has not been empirically confirmed that Utun, or whatever he calls himself, carried Sierra Leonean diplomatic passports.
So now let me say with the camp, because we don't see picture of that particular diplomatic passport we carry that Monday wearing allegedly it into drugs in name. We don't also see any statement or any document we carry a photocopy of that passport. Now my question, the concern of that, why the immigration service for a day after, days after that alleged arrest, linking to Sierra Leone diplomatic passport, issue a press saying they're investigating the matter?
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in several fronts. I'm disappointed in the president, firstly. I go put Squirrel for the in charge of Granite Farm. The immigration department itself is accused. If you look at history for the last 20 years, the cartel sits right at the immigration department, extends to the foreign affairs ministry, internal affairs ministry, and also, let me not forget, this passport problem never solve until we begin producing passports. We are not producing our passports. Now, a third party company, in fact, it's a third party agreement between first, because we own it, Belarus so much, Belarus is not the supply with passports again. So a third party broker for coming inside with a net page and Jamal Shalom. The fact there remains, if you know to produce your passports, the security and safeguards for letting ordinary people like enough for the is slim, because you are not producing your passport. But in this case of this government particular case, because there's somebody not gonna say, oh, Melvin is using past events to justify. I'm not justifying anything. And I think if this government is serious, firstly, officials in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Immigration Department and Internal Affairs, some of them for be suspended right now, and the president for that empanel a special investigating body investigating all of them. How can a player be a referee? It's so ridiculous, and I think this is diversionary coming from the government. They just want to use it as a smoke screen for attention. Let the issue, like waiting, I think Bawadani say, let the issue die naturally. It's a disservice, and this is coming at the time that the government says it's rebranding the image of the country with countless travelings of the president and members of his administration, and yet still these things are surfacing. So for me, I think this is a misdirected approach. The directive itself is misdirected. I think the president, if he wanted to go to the bottom of this, he should have instructed the ACC or the Audit Service Sierra Leone, or at worst the CID.
It's not a criminal thing before they say letting give.
It's not a criminal thing. So you not a citizen of Sierra Leone, you not a government official. Mr. Sekwena Yasu are not entitled to a diplomatic passport unless government deems it necessary.
For this particular case, for this particular case, there is no proof. Like we don't always lay the premises. There is no proof for say this particular man gets salon diplomatic passport.
I just wanted to be objective. Not so people can talk ourselves. So because if you look at the immigration statement itself, it shoots itself at the foot. You not say the investigator later on, they allude that they investigate how this man. This is the crew, and if you read the English, how this man get his passport. Technically, you are saying this man don't get this man get his passport. You are making an allusion, confirming the allegation, which lacks empirical evidence. That being said, That being said, I can see your point. Your point is that what if we're just arguing over something that does not exist? But for the fact that the immigration release is stating, I don't know if the post we write, I know Sabi, know waiting at damage control communication or not, but it just exposed that they themselves are implicated and why they go investigate themselves. I go put school and granite farm for go watch over.
So according to you, this would be not just in a miss that direction. As a patriotic citizen of Sierra Leone, what are the advices or solutions we go suggest for now coming from that misdirection to the right direction going forward, so that we're not able forgetting then kind scandal, because the government of President tell we see in a drive for rebrand the image of the country? I
think the government must be more consistent and be more committed and honest. If in the case of Jaya Kaikai, again, Motukade, we nobody know Bugia, they yet still, they just pull another on the left hand so, then they go put other pull and pull and go put the other side. In the case of Kane, it was seen openly that the party, the bluff, the dance, and go get a big gift. They just pull another more, and only they ever put the other side because time done. It clearly shows that there is lack of political willingness from the highest office. I don't want to go to JOS and other relations like that because that is secondary. We're not talking about drugs, we're talking about diplomatic passports.
Sure.
So the fact here remains, the government is only playing what I would call lip service. It's a bit how that mommy where they call me or waking shining much. That kind it is shining, but when you watch under the lip still though, the lip in natural color they done. It's not only a lipstick, means decorated lie, but lip service. Now, a decorated lie consistently being decorated with lies. So for me, I think the government, what they need for doing, if they're serious blaming about this, suspend some people and for now, subject them under ACC or CID or audit service investigation, get a report, and generally come out with an overhauling of that, not only immigration, but foreign affairs and internal affairs and other line ministries responsible for that. If not, I'm afraid. And we already have precedent in which some of them cases and in above case. So this one, I doubt we think for come out of farm back.
Okay, we serve the look. Baba Dan, you get something for say before you?
Yes, yeah, just like the question we posed to my colleague. The first thing we need for do also is for track the amount of people them non-Sierra Leonean we get Salon diplomatic passports. We need for track them, know them position, know what they happen at the moment. If it necessary follow revoke some of them
how you think say we do that as a country?
No, everything in the system.
We not get that.
Just like when they say the passport, now different put the printer. But the last person where they issue passport, now the chief immigration officer, you get your passport in not stamp them, then na fake passport you work with too. So the last person where they stamp them before they issue them to you, now the chief immigration officer in stamp 9DD. So even if you get Salon diplomatic passport, if the chief immigration officer in stamp no DD, then this time na international crime you get with the country.
Okay, the question we have one for ask is that whilst you say for track for get a record of all man we get diplomatic passport with Sierra Leoneans, I'm concerned about technology wise Sierra Leone we're not that much strong for locate somebody we get something at any location.
Yeah, no, the point here is okay. The point here is
and track them kind of people.
Okay, Suleiman. The point here is everything already then at the system. Suleiman Jalo so time he get ordinary passport. The passport they expire so time. It then at the record.
If I get and I left the country.
Now the record they no say Suleiman get diplomatic passport. So if you know if you dey other side, then go book and he get timeline. Once he expire, you get for go to the embassy or come back. For can renew that passport. So you see how the passport business they operate. So like how they say na side where government really need for look into, because the issue where we get now is the situation where they allege say the man gets the Sierra Leone diplomatic passport. If now like investor, normal investor, genuine investor waiting, then enough for can raise the kind alarm where it is to. But the situation where they say where they go back now the country side of it. Now income with the issue say why such individual for all Sierra Leonean passport. One, not to Sierra Leonean. Two, how he forgets them kind of passport then they. So the government is trying for ascertain whether one, now two say get her. two, how we get who the involved and take action by that.
Melvin's asked the question, how you will be a referee in a young game?
Yeah, no, like I say, it do find a positive say probably for don't call ACC or waiting. But I tell you back, government can establish a tax. It's just all about the sincerity. How people will be sincere. Government will get a tax force for can investigate this whole matter. Time for call the chief immigration officer and call her, he can't give submission, he go back. Time for call the director of this, call and they can't give some from then and pull a position paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sierra Leoneans and viewers, if you just tune in, this now Unity Broadcasting Online Television. We'll come to you now 48 Shaka Stevens Street now Freetown. Today on Thursday, October 16, 2025. And the program really watch now what in the paper say. I get with me in the studio, Melvin Tijan Mansare, a journalist and social commentator. I also with me Bobodan Kamara, when a journalist who depend analyze critical things with different newspaper tabloid and pull out today Thursday. The next one will go to the Africa 24 where the banner headline reads, "No 10 years, Speaker Thomas wants." You know, over the years, we don't hear from different political people and say, "Na 10 years." But the laws of Sierra Leone, no sign no the way me don't see or hear any lawyer they say, "Na 10 years." Melvin, now Speaker the one at this critical time, we're 3 years more for the government of President Julius Maada Bio in tenure end. Now the Speaker went the one say no 10 years. You think say it timely?
It's so interesting when players want to be referee at the same time. You are part of the same system, and who are you to come and question whether it's the people? It should be 10 years, no 10 years. Let him come and show me any government in Sierra Leone that has ruled for more than 10 years. When people say 10 years, it's based on what they've experienced, based on context. They are not saying that is going to be the case in 2028. But however, there's a nexus there, because this is the same speaker who first started the idea of power sharing, and after which the president came up about it. This is enforcing one message, and one message only, that the SLPP is not ready to give up power by any means. And if you are hearing them telling about power sharing, which is ridiculous, now telling that no 10 years, that is the decision that should be coming from the people.
This morning,
to whom sovereignty belongs, not from a speaker who is also elected, who can be deselected by the people at any time. That is a discretion and decision of the people, and sovereignty belongs to them.
If they say the government or SLP already forgive up power, this morning we get Moses Mambu, who is the spokesperson of the SLPP Naya. Wait till we see the PR and power sharing within the suggest. If majority of Sierra Leoneans they say no to the PR system, then ready for support the people of Sierra Leone. But now that they tell we say they're not ready for power, so it's so quickly. How you go justify that statement?
I'll encourage you to read or watch the documentary by this fine Asian guy, Raoul Peck. The documentary says it's a screen adaptation of George Orwell's 1984. It says 2 plus 2 equals to 5. And if you basically look at the logic of 2 plus 2 equals to 5, it speaks to political deception. It speaks to political trickery and all of that. So when politicians say A, they mean B. When they are telling you that no 10 year, indirectly, invariably, they are telling you that we are not ready to go out.
Are you saying politicians are not honest to themselves or to the people of Sierra Leone?
Am I saying that? History has taught us that. Not me saying that. That is what history. Go and read writings of people like Aristotle or people like Socrates and others. They clearly, I mean, this is Niccolo Machiavelli. They clearly tell you how politicians think, and you don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand how they think. Even in recent polls have shown that among the most distrusted people in the world, politicians are among the top ranking.
So for you, the statement of the speaker is not timely, or not something strange.
It's exposing. It's telling. If I was a partisan politician, I should be taking it very serious. I should be coining a message to counter that. If you are saying no 10 years, to what end? Who says so? Now you get for decide. It's the people that are going to decide. This is an attempt to skew the the conversation and attempt to set the agenda for people to begin to think that, hey, a possible win back. And the sad thing about the SLPP that they are not saying, they are forgetting that even the 2023 election was a disputed election. They were not able to qualify their win, just like the APC did same. And ECSL also compounded the problem. So if you not win 2023, you get for tripartite. What now the assurance they tell you say you get for go for more than 10 years, the executive president, you're saying go be the first president. That is a dangerous peddling. And if we are having a very formidable opposition, there should be counter messages to these kind of messages, because it's ingraining something in the minds of the people that, oh, whoever win back, so now prepare on ourselves. When the win, don't deliver. We don't meet to the manifesto promises. But these are things should not be. If it comes from journalists, you are going to be labeled an attack. But I think this should be for serious politicians in the opposition. These are some of the messages they should be countering, be they coming from the president or from the speaker. The decision as to who wins for 10 years or above 10 years is solely rested on the people and not even ECSL. But what we saw, let's be there for the shame. So now win election 551 2023, don't not begin make more decisions again for 2028.
Now that be one for ask you before I can't talk about that. You say they don't win the election 551, but they still tell you say they win the election because no party in this country not taken a court, not the Supreme Court as prescribed per law. So hence nobody not taking a court for challenging the result, which means them believe say they win the election clearly.
Why not pull the result if they win clearly?
Then go tell you say na ECSL work down and ECSL is not part of government. ECSL na an independent institution.
Who tells you that ECSL is not part of government?
ECSL na an independent institution.
How independent is it?
Well, me no go answer that.
You are a parliamentary journalist.
Because
ECSL
is
is
funded by
the
for the
government
parliament
and people of Sierra Leone. ECSL is a state institution like the ACC, like when you say they get autonomy, they get independence. That's not in theory, but in practice it's different. And ECSL is a state institution. It's not a private or a corporate. It's a state-owned entity. I agree, they have independence and autonomy, but I think if we want to do justice to ECSL, should be indicted for what I would call electoral corruption. And unfortunately, we have an ACC that has never attempted to do so. So for me, when SLPP say they win, APC say they win, that does not bother me. What bothers me is what the records say. And if you look at the records, other than proclamation, there is no breakdown data. Even the outgone American ambassador, although he left many unfinished businesses, we'll go remember him for Brian Hunt. One of the honest facts that we ever make is say APC never would qualify, say they win, and we all know why. Because they not be get polling agents there across all the stations, they not be get all the RRF. SLPP self, then in fact they use the law not for declare their winning. So who does that? Between APC and SLPP, I mean, on the elections, that was disputed.
Obodan, talking about 10 years, Melvin say if no more Sierra Leone was serious, the PPRC, I mean the Electoral Commission for be indicted for be investigated for electoral corruption. You want to agree to that?
Yeah, well, let's start with the question first. With
the same thing now, because then it come on whilst we discuss.
Yeah, so waiting the writer the try for push here is, or waiting the speaker, because I get a browse through the story. See, there is no law in a salon where they tell we say where party come na 10 years for taking governance it go other party come.
Melvin self say the same thing,
but there is no law.
But in practice, it has been some 10 years.
No, not saying in practice. I hope you understand, because at the camp we see the June 2023 election, right? How the political feel be there, right? Fastly approaching the election. We see the kind campaign where SLPP Mother Bio campaign. Then you go agree with me say they even campaign past APC inside the capital with out of the capital in terms of campaigning. No, they come try for iron something out. Okay. In terms of campaigning, they did extremely well. So if they believe in the 10-year notion, if I just say, well, let we work 5 years, the other year people they go mandates. We see by the second term of the past government, the APC,
We see them campaign massively. Tell them say na Chinese, na Chinese. They campaign massively. So no law no dey where they tell you say once they elect you, you get chance say you dey rule for 10 years or you go other party can rule. Because if na that day by now APC for say well you know what? Na attempts to begin the right to paper, the law they fix yourself, no campaign, no nothing, just stay cool. So it can't work like that. So when it comes to election, if SLPP wants the people a mandate, now based on waiting they don't do, waiting at the work, then big 5 agenda, waiting they don't do for the country. I ain't go convince the people and say, you know what, this law get an additional mandate. But if the people are not pleased with the work of the government, because anybody where SLPP get for campaign on the work of President Bio, take it from me. Anybody where them choose as flag bearer in campaign get for be on the work of President Bio. So if President Bio gets it wrong, definitely that person they get for get it wrong, and they get for tell big time on the party.
Okay. What's the topic we talk about 10 years, and I want for being take one story way similar to that from the national newspaper where we say the power play behind power sharing in Sierra Leone.
Yes, no, this like how I talk in my first submission, it get for do with sincerity. No law not tell you back say you for only appoint somebody close to you or somebody not belong to the same party, and somebody get the requisite qualification, he able deliver. You get right for appointer for serving any capacity. Not to wait for camp law say this na so na so. So due to the insincerity and hypocrisy of we politicians there, they not take that way they now say I can only do appointment to post all in at the party. Because some of them people they are being controlled by political godfathers. When they do appointment, they go for for them think, this malo watch membership card bar, this malo watch, this is the part of this web control or web dance.
Politicians go to listen. It's about accepting the political ideology. For example,
so like what you say, we not get no law, we not get no law. We tell you say you go only appoint somebody, we go dance to your tune. The requisite qualification, the person forget the person for able to serve in that capacity there. Right? For example, person no go afraid now for can appoint you for work in any communication field. One, regardless of political affiliation, you have the requisite qualification, you have proven relevant experience for work under. So you don't need for the party X or party P for qualifying no more for work day. Now they make we get some of the institutional gaps there. Would they put person there would they able more, the person would they able control. So that person then able doing work efficiently. So they are the detriment of the people and the country also. So until and unless we begin to appoint people them based on qualification, regardless the political affiliation, now there's some of their institutions that will begin to wake up for do some of their work.
So for you as a patriotic Sierra Leone, it will suggest the power sharing or not, or the first past the post, because this paper tells us the power play behind the power sharing in Sierra Leone.
No, the two arguments go for do with the PR and the first past the post.
Fine. So
the
power sharing, the power sharing at national level.
Yeah, the power sharing, the one extender. But Leulania, right? The third force na saloon. Lo say it don't died out. It don't died. I hope you understand. Well, we talk about NGC. C4C, because they can some all the balance then they way below the belt. We see the first part when I there NGC, then C4C they able get seats in the parliament.
So it's not the camp. The NDA chairman we say them party none of the 21st right now.
So waiting. Some of the political party there for conduct their own local, their own local. They're not able election. They're not able to send people themselves for go monitor for go secure their votes there. So you don't see. What would they talk about the power sharing, for example? Who that go determine the power sharing? Who that go be the judge in the power sharing? Because if you say power sharing, you don't have to build equity between the two political parties. So if we take the president from SLPP, probably the vice will take her from the other party. If the attorney general come also, the speaker of parliament go come also. But who that can control, who can determine how the power sharing? So what me they pose the first past the post, 9 people they don't get used to. The first past the post, 9 they give rise to other political party there. I hope you understand. The PR system, the threshold 11% way too high.
Okay.
We see this June 2023 election. the third first parties them or who be the refer to as the third party, they no will get that threshold dey.
Okay.
So instead of them party dem dey for they come together form a coalition for can talk against the PR system because of envelope or so, then all the Canada they support the same PR system wey kicks them out of parliament, and then they go to extinct now because power sharing na for we the people na who go see and say this na like a political coup, play the two main political giants dem can sit down for control of political space, but all the other political but then go completely died out.
Melvin, this people say power play behind power sharing in Sierra Leone. One of the questions where come from many Sierra Leoneans, if the opposition and the ruling and dine and wine at the same table, would that hold who that accountable for Sierra Leone for the benefit of Sierra Leoneans?
To answer your question quickly, I think the power play behind power sharing is basically an ideal a dichotomy between continuity or change. And somebody is desperate to be part of the change by virtue of technical continuity. But apparently, I will read a document for the benefit of my viewers, which has got to do with the alliance agreement between the Sierra Leone People's Party and the National Grand Coalition. If you look at point 12, it says, the parties agree that when the alliance wins the presidential election, the NGC will be included in an inclusive government wherein the NGC shall be allocated a number of positions as mutually agreed in various categories of appointments in governance. Example, ministers, deputy ministers, ambassadors, board members, etc. Every appointment shall be subject to the approval of the elected president. You ask yourself, you can't out idea and say you want shape power with APC. They want to have that kitchen married one and they go make. I call them kitchen married. They're not able to meet the conditions of the terms and condition of her. Almost NGC minister, ambassador, apart of Andrew Kiley, and I call him Kela again, almost. So let SNPP go meet the terms of agreement first with the alliance with NGC before they carry this. That is the funny side. They're not even fulfilling point 12 of the agreement. You know, it's a facade. You know, it's a, I don't know whose adjective I use, but na lie business. This power sharing na lie business because there is no sincerity. If there's any people who are sincere, therefore don't prove them to NGC as them they agree, and therefore we don't do it from 2023 after the disputed elections. Why now 7 years on? So for me, the power sharing thing, it's a no-brainer because if you have to do power sharing, you never change the constitution first. Because in Sierra Leone, we are using an hybrid of Westminster and the Washington system. So how do you want to do power sharing? We are not like Israel, wherein you have a broad-based oil coalition government. Do they know the disadvantages of power sharing? When you talk about power sharing in governments, I'm not talking about Sierra Leone. In fact, Sierra Leone, we have countless, a part of the NGC. We had a case study between SLPP and RUF on power sharing, in which Fode Sanko was brought to Freetown and was heading the mineral sector. We saw how that ended. So, if SLPP talk about, if they have to do power sharing, bang, in my bad crew, bang, therefore do the constitutional review first.
Which they say then they honor?
Ebo, Natilo Biggie, then they honor. You know, this is the thing about, I mean, Mr. Jallo, you're a political journalist and you are getting good at it. When politicians say something, don't just take it as a face value.
Okay, I'm afraid
because
of
time. CRC, they say they don't. Who say exactly? The SGAG has never said that. So
Melvin, I'm afraid because of time, but now do justice to the Premier newspaper. They give 1 minute for our talk on this. 1 minute, please. These people they say mental health nurses sound alarm over rising cases. Perhaps maybe that mental health will lead to consumption of illegal substances. Because you see many people right now, if you go on any bus or on any transport, if you touch person so small number, it don't begin curse you or it don't begin halapa you. Like once I take work and find and make joke with the driver, somebody come up from nowhere I begin insult me.
Because reports are showing that we are among the most unhappy people. We are not only among the most unhappy people, we are among the disgruntled people. These are empirical evidence. So when you see person the person has keep going to avoid that. Keep that you did. Now Salome see you ask person himself, say, "Why you do it?" Says not can provoke me. So that shows how the economic stagnation, how stagflation, how poverty is it's affecting the ordinary people. But when on this mental health, I'm looking at what specific indicator they are benching. The mental health nurses across here have raised urgent concerns over the growing number of patients suffering from mental health conditions, with over 5,000 recorded cases in Freetown alone. Apparently, we don't have much time, but what is causing that? I'm sure I will borrow the words of Mayor Akisoya anecdotally. Anecdotally linked to Kush, but unfortunately the mayor could not do her homework well in telling us that these people were tested and it was proven that they were killed by Kush. So if it's about the Kush, we need to be more empirical, and if it's about the Ministry of Health and its intervention on mental health, I think one of the ways to address mental health is to reduce poverty. We are angry, man, no choice. We are angry, this gone. This morning I see one brother, the brother can talk by himself. Let me tell the bike massive guy, wait for this man. The man crossed before the bike and not even take notice of say the bike bubanga. So that's how the mindset. So when you say mental health, no drugs no more. Adopt yourself because mental health. Some man in family don't broke. Adopt. Some man don't left him man. Some man don't want to repay in family. These are all issues causing mental health. Some man in office in the work, but also a better facility not there. Some man in work, okay, not the work. All of these are mental health. So work one anecdotally just link and no more to push. You will be careful though, because people in the work na salon and get mental health as a result of just angry.
Okay, Melvin, we'll hold it right there. Thank you so much for joining us. Bobodan, I give 1 minute for Larry Remote in this particular topic.
Yes, mental health, another growing concern at the country. You know now, you know, say when they talk about health related, person quick, you don't relate to Kush. I hope you understand. And Kush na the extreme of mental health. I hope you understand. Because some man ignore it the day after. Wait, they don't want now. You don't get no choice. Don't take to mind. So waiting, like engage in search thing. But generally, right, what we need now counseling. Okay. I hope you understand. Like I see. Some man get beaucoup stress. I be the other day they listen one mental health.
You think you get a facility for counseling?
Yeah, let me learn. The other day they listen one activist where they talk say. The mental health issue they say beaucoup. It says some man, for example, a 500 Leon's salary, they get 5 girls where you get for take care of. They get for pet girls, they get for so you see, so the issues are many. So the counseling all in the come about like even the rehabilitation center for go they put people down for they talk to them. Right? And one thing about mental health, you get some man where they go through depression. Some man pass the talk. You know go no. So they go for create that space where someone go be free for come explain say well. Now this are the go through. Let them cancel and for for help for improve their well-being, because mental health kills, depression kills. I hope you understand.
Mental health kills, depression kills. I go hold it right there. Thank you very much, Fambul. If you don't watch the program within the paper, CNN Unity Broadcasting Online Television and different social media platform, then we're the country right now with 48 Chakasivy Street Freetown offices. I've been there with me in the studio, Melvin Tijaman Sare, a journalist and a political commentator. I've also got me in the studio, Bobodan Kamara, himself a journalist and social commentator as well. So till next week, Tuesday, we will meet again for this other topic then, with different guests then. I'll be one presenter, Suleiman Jalamine. I want to tell plenty thank you to David Hardins and the technical team for make sure say when I view it live from YouTube and with Facebook pages. Until then, tata.